Closed bags. Yeah. Me and closed back headphones, we kind of got a lot. What do you say? What do you call it? It's a bit of a love-hate relationship, I think. Yeah. It's like I've been trying to acclimate myself a bit towards liking them more. It's not like they sound shit, of course they don't. And they've got a lot of perks. It's just, there's something about a closed back that it doesn't really matter how good you can make them, they'll never, to me, be as good as pretty much any open back. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Audio Technica. Couldn't fit it all in there, because, you know, fucking huge font. Audio Technica ATH. I'm guessing that stands for Audio Technica headphone, I guess. MX40 or M40X. Sorry, my bad. M40X. Yep, that's exactly what stands right there. Going back to the old close back thing. See, I needed to know what the hubbub was about, because I was actually thinking about M50s. And for some reason, got scared off. Could be the propaganda, who knows? Could be the Z's. Could be the fucking DMS's, who knows? And then I thought, you know what? Maybe this is a better call either way. Because if it's gonna be kind of shitty, then let's not break the bank. M40X has premised this entire video by saying, I like them. I like these. These are good times. But let's get to, our standard fucking operating procedure and get to, what's in the box. Fairly standard box. Very mainstream-ish, like a fucking box. But it looks fine. Got a few nice pictures, not too much, over here. And everything you need to know, over here. Oh my god. Am I supposed to get two cables? Jesus. Anyway, so let's just fucking. Oh my god. Let's open up the fucking box. And this is how they're presented. I took out most of the bullshit already because I'm not gonna fucking repackage all that. It's presented as such. There we go. All pretty and shit. So you pick it up and then the fun kind of starts. But I'll get to build and feel like Jesus Christ. Stop doing that. Rest of the box, beneath you get a cable and shit, and the other accessories. It's a nice box. I can roll with this box. It's fine. Nothing really special. No. It just does its job as a fucking box. I'm going to put this right here. So what do you get in the box? And I think I've been kind of duped, because it kind of feels like you're supposed to get two cables. Now, I did get two cables. Don't think I got all the right fucking cables, but you know what? That's fine, because... So, let's first get to the cable. One of the two described on the goddamn box is this. Get this whole screw-on-y thing. Again, this is what I got. Fucking... Again, I buy my shit secondhand, so whatever the fuck comes here... Not everybody's not always that descriptive. I'm not going to say, not... honest, they're not always that descriptive. Most people are, some aren't. Don't really care. They're in good condition, so it's fine. So you get this cable, and again, not so much the most 3 Mile Island fucking cable, but still too long for the setup we have here. But it's fine. It's got that old clip-in type of deal, in and then twist, and then it fucking correlates with the little line you got there. So. If I'm not mistaken, just put it up, and then it twist locks. Dunzo. 2.5 mil to 3 mil, 3.5, and then you get the adapter. But screw this cable. It's all rubbery and shit. Not the most jank cable, but yeah, screw this fucking cable. Again, nice, good to include in the box. Now, according to the box, I should have gotten a shorter cable with it, or an extremely long one. But the guy I got it from, he bought a separate cable. And oh my god, do I love this goddamn cable. It's so tasty. It's the perfect fucking length. It's got all that springy shit right there. And it's got all metally. And it still fucking works the same way. and just feel it, fuck it, and twists and locks. See, twisty, locky, you're done. Works beautifully. It's kind of covered in this reddish, blackish type of. It's a meshy. It's like a wire mesh type of thing, but plastic, and it doesn't jank for shit. It just keeps that shape, and my God, I love this cable. This thing wins so hard, and it has a screw on, so you can just take that same adapter, plug that shit up in here, and plug it into I don't know shit like that. So yeah, awesome. I'm pretty glad I got this one instead of the other one that I should have gotten, and this just makes things so much fucking better. Last thing in the box is you get a baggie. Get a nice baggie right there. It's branded like some not embossed. What's it? What embossed is out, whatever, etched, I guess. Audio Technica, and I'm guessing you do this, and you put it in your fucking bag, and off you go. It's a nice feature. I don't really travel with my cans and shit like that, but if I would, I'll probably put it in the bag. You can't really knock extra shit. Like, this is nice. It's most definitely not real leather, but it feels fine. It's fine. It's merely fine, and it doesn't feel cheap, and you get it extra in the box. Why are you going to complain about shit like that? So yeah, that's what's in the box. Not the most exciting unboxing experience, I'd say, because you kind of feel like it's a purpose-oriented product. But it's nice extra features, additions in the box, but nothing really too fancy. I think I've got a few things to say. Yeah, I've got quite a few things to say about the build and the feel. Now, there's a bunch of quirky shit with this that me being an extremely simplistic person and not really that intelligent, it kind of irks me. I find some of the additional quirks, I find them irksome. Not a deal breaker. I understand why they need to exist. It just kind of pisses me off. And one thing you'll probably have seen whilst handling them is they collapse like this. Now, please understand this sound. I don't know if it's coming through on with the noise cancelling, but the sound is extremely goddamn pleasing. Like, Jesus. Such a nice fucking click. And this is for carrying it around and shit. Like, this is cool. I like this. I can roll with this. And then also, what it's capable of doing is this. So you're supposed to put it on, and then just lays like that. But I mean, it's still so close to your neck. Maybe I just got a thick fucking neck. I'm just a fat fuck. I don't know. But it doesn't really work for me as such. And the problem is, it does this, and then still wants to do this. So now you're like, what the fuck is this now? What's this? Why are we... Anyway, I'm complaining about ancillary shit. Just because I'm a fucking stupid asshole doesn't mean... God damn it. Jesus. What the fuck am I... Wait, there we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So yeah, me being fucking slow, I can kind of find that a bit annoying at points, but once they're on your head, you don't really care. As far as the overall build goes, it gets all clicky and shit, there we go. Very standard, nothing real fancy over here. Mostly plastic, except for the internal band. And that's kind of fine. The clamping force is not too bad for my face. And I've got a pretty fat fucking face, so that's fine. Overall, extremely plastic build, but not a cheap plastic. I wouldn't call this cheap. Not at all. It's not glossy. And I don't know. On most things, gloss can have a certain charm and classiness to it. It depends on the application. And some things can feel extremely cheap whilst being glossy. I've seen a lot of people describing some things as being all nice and glossy, and then I look at it as like, it feels like kind of Chinesium shit. But if it's correctly implemented and doesn't look shit, again, that's kind of a subjective thing. But I like the use of plastic over here. Probably the cup sizes, they're fine. They fit my ear beautifully, and they really conform. And there's like this cushy plushiness there. I'm thinking that's for a bit of dampening. Or it could be that if your ear is touching, it doesn't, touch a hard surface, which is fine. What I would call this I like a bigger cup that envelops the fucking ear. But what I will call this, your ear feels extremely cozy. It feels cozy. It feels like all warm and fuzzy and shit in there. Which, if that's your thing, that's awesome. For extended periods of time, this will start pissing me off. But again, feels fucking cozy. The one part that I do not like, the removable cable thing. I didn't even discuss that because it was kind of obvious. Single-ended on the one side, which is 100% fine. The twist lock mechanism, I don't know, it feels a bit fucking... I kind of get what you're doing it for studio use. You don't want to be fucking yanking, the cable loose here and breaking shit. So, you'd rather, yank the fucking amplifier off the table. But, who the fuck am I to, talk about such things? As far as the cups go, they're soft but firm. They're soft but firm. Maybe a bit more firm than soft. They're not uncomfortable, but they don't really, depress that much. It's still a bit of a firm feel. And the leather on this, maybe it's just me, but it feels on the very, very pleathery fucking side of things. Which is, again, it's fine. The price, given the price, it's fine. It's just, it's one of those types of, fake leather, pleather shit. You're just a single fucking glance and that shit's not real. But that's fine. And apparently these cups do release quite easily. Hopefully that is the case, because I did order some replacement pads for these. A velour-y type material shit. I just want to feel what it does with the sound dampening, because these things are pretty damn closed. They're not closed like 280X fucking Pros, Sennheisers are closed, but they're pretty closed. Which again, it comes with the fucking territory. So just want to see if that kind of lighten? The fuck you say? Lessens, the closiness. The most disappointing thing about this entire thing and about this headphone, regarding the build and feel, and then I'm gonna move on. This is all labeled like branded and shit. It's most definitely the band. They didn't really attempt to put any form of cushioniness here. I'm in Jesus, 1, maybe 2 mil, and I'm already touching something fucking hard. And when it's on your face, the top of your fucking head, you feel it. That's a bit disappointing. It's not a deal breaker. If you got all fuzzy fucking hair, I don't. I'm bald as shit, but I'm balding. Actually, I should go fucking get some keeps. Then, not sponsored. Then, you start feeling it. They could have done something about this. Maybe you could get some of those. I wouldn't recommend spending a fucking load of cash on modding your M40Xs. But you can get some of that. You get aftermarket padding and shit like that. If you're using these for extended periods of time, I'm pretty sure people who own these will agree that could be improved. But you might as well do it yourself. I don't think that it's anytime soon that they're going to be replacing the M series or bringing out new revisions. Granted, it's been quite a while. Anyway, that's it. Overall build and feel, it's fine. This kind of sucks, and the quirkiness is not to my specific liking, but I can see how a lot of people would like that. So enough about this. Let's get to what really got me around to the whole close back thing. Specifically now for these. It is most definitely sound. The sound on these. I really like the fucking sound on these. Again, me utilizing somewhat of a V-shape, these accommodate that so goddamn well. Everybody talks about closed backs having a much more nice bass extension, which I can kind of start feeling with these. Granted, it could be because I'm amplifying them correctly. I'll get to the power thing, but on the tubes, these have a nice fucking slam to the low end. And it's pretty damn clear. For example, the 99 Classics that I reviewed, they've got a heaping quantity of bass. but it's a muddy-ish bass. There's a lot of it, but it's muddy-ish. This bass is a lot, not as much as those, but it's still extremely adequate as far as the bass goes, and it's a more clear bass. There's an overall very clear sound with the entire spectrum with these. And you can legitimately listen to pretty much anything on this. I'm pretty much going to be rushing through this because, honestly, I like this. I'm to understand that the M50s, in regards to the high end, they start, shitting on your face and just fucking ear smashing your goddamn fucking drums. As far as high end goes, these have an extremely pleasing high end. Like there's a clarity and a niceness to the high end that I rarely hear on dynamic headphones. Like for example, the GT990s, they've got a fucking pitchy ass sibilanciness to it. These destroy those completely as far as the high end goes, and the mids seem pretty damn flat. If I switch off the EQ, the overall feel is quite a flattish sound, maybe a bit bassy leaning. Maybe there's a slight-ish V. Maybe. I don't do fucking graphs, tests. I don't have a fucking sound testing rig because I mostly just describe my subjective feel towards what it sounds like. And as far as I know, these are supposed to be for doing work, and you can most definitely do that. But the moment you put this on an EQ, my EQ, and that's just mine, slightly V-shaped, with a little recess in the highs and the bass just a little bit up. You can see it in the description. I actually put the approximate dBs on the EQ, and you'll see that's a pretty deepish V. These sound just fucking awesome. Really, for the price, when you look at the build and the feel, you're like, is it really $125 worth? And then you listen to them and you're like, yeah, I can roll with that, because there's a bunch of cans in the same price range that don't really sound like this. These aren't like way and above fucking everyone, destroying all the noobs. But there's a goddamn, that's a nice sounding fucking headphone, and the closeness really helps you. Like I'm pretty sure if these drivers implemented in this fucking package, if this were open, now again I know they are indeed and designed to be closed, but if you were to open these up, you'd screw them, you'd fuck them extremely. So I'm taking a bit of a chance with the pads, with the material-ish pads, because they will be leaking a bit more. I'm pretty sure of that. We'll see what happens. It should have a detrimental effect on the bass. The way I understand closebacks, because it's closed, it's a contained, kind of in-your-face type of deal, which they are. They're not as intimate and close-sounding as you would think, at least for me listening to a lot of open backs. They're spaced well. Let's call it spaced well. As far as imaging goes, not really liking to use all these technical terms, but as far as imaging goes, very, very adequate. Happy with the left-right shit. Like this thing does everything. Like here's the average line, and here's fucking Sandaras or shit like that. Not that you should, compare those, being the very much cheaper dynamic versus the very much mid-range to nice planars. But like average fucking Sandaras, it's like just above there. It's extremely adequate. Like if you like a closed back that's not that hard to drive, but I'll get to that, then this feels like a no-brainer. Like really. And if you're on the go, there you go. So yeah, I'm getting to the conclusion now. Mids, I'm not going to go through the spectrum again. It feels somewhat flattish, because I'm assuming you want to be doing some work with these. I buy cans for pleasure and not so much for audio correcting stuff. So they feel pretty flat with the EQ turned off and just going through the DAC straight up. And I'd say they're 100% adequate. Me being extremely ill-equipped to comment on such things, as far as sound work goes, I can merely surmise what makes the most sense. And this does. I'd say everything feels kind of flat and accurate, and just you'll get some work done with these. That's the way I see it. Like the utterly destroy, like for example, the SR850s, the Samsungs, which they should, again, higher price and all that shit. But yeah, extremely happy. These were the reason. Like I got the 99 Classics, and then I realized, okay, that's just the fucking pleasure cans. So I got these after those to, again, start acclimating myself to the close back thing, starting to get used to it. And these really helped. Like, if anything more expensive can sound maybe better than these and fit better and just feels a bit better. Not that these feel shit. They feel fine. They're awesome. They're good. But I mean, if you can only go up from here, well then hell yeah. That's a no-brainer. I still won't be daily driving things like this because it's not really my thing. But yeah, they make me all squishy, especially when the low end kicks in. Damn. And the fact that the low end doesn't interfere, like drown out the highs and the mids, it's nice fucking dynamic range, I guess. Yeah, happy, good sound, just works, awesome. Let's get to the power and let's just fucking conclude this shit. So power, bit of a mixed bag. It's not like I'm ever unimpressed. In fact, I kind of like it when they're a bit harder to drive. It kind of makes this SMSL feel a bit more, justified. Jesus. Fucking this, yeah. Anyway, so as far as power goes, let's just look at the straight numbers. As far as the numbers go, they're like 35 ohms with a sensitivity of 98 dB. So that's on the lower side of efficiency as far as the sensitivity goes. But on the impedance side, it's also, it's kind of the inverse, like low resistance, lower efficiency. So you will most definitely be able to carry these easily, actually, in my opinion, on pretty much any output. I'd say the sweet spot to start getting more out of them than what I feel they deserve, because I'm a bit of an elitist when it comes to amplifying. I feel like you could amplify all the fucking things. I'd say entry level, fuck the phone, get like a nice DAP if you're going to be using these to listen straight up to music like I do, because again, that's stupid. You buy this for doing shit. But if you're going to be walking around with them, they look stylish enough to do that. I'd say a phone, if it's a nice DAC and audio output, like amplification on the phone, for example, the LGs, I think I brought them up in a previous video as well. They'll drive them pretty well. I'm sure they will. I haven't tested it on the cheap-ass Reno that I have, but I'm not going to. Given that sensitivity, I feel like entry-level modern MacBooks, like the M1s upwards, it just feels like Apple. Again, fuck Apple. Gee, fuck Apple so bad, but they they have a sound signature that adequately accommodates these. And because it's like a more of a Beatsy audio type of deal, so these sound really nice. Again, I tried it on my colleague's laptop or MacBook Air, and it's awesome. So I'd say let's start there, because those amplify a bit more than what usually would be done from a entry to mid-level motherboard or notebook and stuff like that. But I would amplify these, most definitely. Amplify them. If you can, put them on a tube. I'll fucking works for me. I put them on the solid state, and they start becoming a bit more bright. Again, that's just me. Still EQ, so it could be me shitting on myself. But the warmer tone really helps with the high. Like I said, like there's a bit of a extreme emphasis on being clear as far as a dynamic can goes for this price. So the warmer side that the tube brings really just evens that shit out, just making a nice squishy little ball of fun. So I would most definitely amplify, but nothing extreme. Like seriously, entry-level amplification will work great on these because again, you can do it on pretty much anything. They'll work on anything. But they scale. They do scale. I don't care what you say. Fucking put them on a map. Again. Anyway, conclusion time. Closed backs. Thank you. Thank you, Audio Technica. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Z. And thank you, DMS, for bringing these to my attention. Because I was thinking about M50s, just to add an M50, just to get an Audio Technica in the collection. And I'm so glad I went for these. It could be that I would be one of the people that liked the M50s. I like a bit of high end. Like, again, I like the extremes. I like very high and clear shit, and I like the heavy. It just stay like that. And the bass, I like both. But these just, across the spectrum, just does very well. And these really invigorated my curiosity towards the closed back environment to such an extent, and I'll do a review on that at some point. I got a pair of second-hand original Aeon Flows. Oh my god, they're so tasty. But anyway, so these opened some doors for me to just explore a bit more regarding the closed back. The main thing, and I never said this, I'm going to conclude with this. The main thing about closed backs that I do not like, especially when I'm gaming and shit like that, it's not the sound. These sound great. Aeons sound great. SR850s, they're merely fucking fine. It's not the sound. It's when I speak. Now, I don't have an extremely high-pitched, like low-pitched voice, like a manly fucking voice. But, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but when it's enclosed, like say for an IEM or a closed back, when you start speaking, there's this resonance humming thing where, especially when lowish, medium-ish frequencies from your voice starts coming through, it's resonating in your fucking skull, and it feels like making a noise underwater for me. If that's put yourself underwater and start humming. It's like a resonancy, droney shit. Like that's what it sounds like to me. And it pisses me off completely because I can't hear my fucking self. And I'm not getting fucking gaming headset so I can get some feedback from my own voice. Because why the hell would I do that? I can just fucking, open fucking back. I'm going to do a review on these as well. Oh my god, they're so nice. 6XX. 6 fucking XX, one of my newer acquisitions. Anyway, so yeah, that's my main gripe with the close back. I don't like the way it feels when I speak whilst I have them on. It's a muffly fucking business, which completely takes me out of it. I like to hear my own voice and not have it like, I already said it. So as far as these go, awesome. Love them. I love them. Like, that's some good news that came through there, but that's my business. I love them. They're cool. Really, I use these on the weekly. Sometimes I just need to feel how a specific song feels. I get using the word feel a lot. On a close back and, with the bassy slam, sometimes I just want to hear this. And I plug them into the tube and, they bring me enjoyment. These are nice. Really, if you haven't experienced closed back yet, which most people have actually before open back, but if you want a well-priced, by the way, they're like $125 on their own website. Didn't check on Amazon, but should be pretty much the same. I think that price is fine. It's fine. Well, it makes sense. Fine price. Got all the quirky extra perkiness with it, and good set of cans. Well done. Good call. I'm happy with these. So yeah, there's the M40Xs, and fucking next video. Blah blah blah.